Hi, my name is Melanie Diaz, and this is my astronomy portfolio number 2. Heads up, I improvise a lot when I speak, so bear with me if I say anything random or at any points of the speech. However, I will mention everything every cool thing that's in our solar system, and pictures that the Hubble telescope has taken that helps me and others learn a lot easier when it comes to our solar system. So the first one on my list is the sun. Now this picture was kind of hard to find in the Hubble telescope gallery, but thankfully I found one. This picture specifically was taken June 12, 2019 by the Hubble telescope, and it also credits NASA and the ESA for the image. The sun is classified as a regular sized star. I know, it's hard to believe because the sun is like huge. But regardless, I personally believe, thanks to the sun, a lot of things are possible in the solar system, like energy, light. Even from where we live, we can obtain these wonderful benefits. Personally, I love the sun and it's my favorite part of the solar system. Number 2 on my list is Mercury. Now, Mercury, right here, this picture was taken January 14th, 2008. It was also taken by the Hubble telescope. Most of the pictures I show, all the pictures I show actually, are taken by that telescope specifically. Mercury is a terrestrial planet, or an inner planet, quote unquote, because it is basically located inside the asteroid belt. Now, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, so as a result, it's extremely hot. It may not look like it because of the color, and it's gray-ish, so it may not look like it, but in reality, it is extremely hot. And it basically leads all the planets that are going to follow, and it's essentially the first planet after the sun. Number 3 on my list is Venus. Venus is also classified as a terrestrial planet, just like Mercury. This picture specifically was taken March 21st, 1995 by the Hubble telescope. Venus is essentially covered by sulfuric acid, rather than the water vapor clouds we see on Earth, like the fluffy clouds. It's made of sulfuric acid instead. And these clouds permanently shroud Venus's volcanic surface. So, kind of sucks they don't really enjoy those cool clouds we can see on Earth. Number 4 on my list is Earth. Speaking of Earth, this picture was taken on September 3rd, 2002 by the Hubble telescope as well. And Earth is also a terrestrial planet because there's soil and, earthy. I feel that Earth is by far superior from other planets, not only because it can sustain life, that's why we live on Earth, but also because it contains oxygen, it also contains water, and it also has maintained life for billions and billions of years, which most planets today can't really do that because scientists don't know of further information to make that a possible thing or if it's actually true. Number 5 on my list is Mars. Mars is the last terrestrial planet. This picture was taken December 18th, 2007. This picture was taken when Mars was only 88 million kilometers away, and the color image was assembled from a series of exposures taken within 36 hours from the telescope being close to Mars. This was also taken with the camera 2 of the Hubble telescope. Most pictures are taken with the camera 3, but this one specifically used camera 2. It's also said that Mars will be closest to Earth on December 18th, 11:45 Universal Time, PM, so I'm extremely excited for that. The next one on my list is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is classified as an outer planet, which is essentially the opposite of the terrestrial inner planets because it's located outside of the asteroid belt. It is also classified as a gas giant because the size is significantly bigger than most terrestrial planets. This picture was specifically taken August 8th, 2019 with the Hubble telescope. Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3 that I mentioned before was used to take this image, and when it was taken when Jupiter was around 644 million kilometers from Earth, its closest distance this year, apparently. The image features the planet's trademarks, great red spot, and a more intense color palette. I personally love this color. And the clouds swirling in the planet's turbulent atmosphere than seen in previous years. And this image was also credited with the help of the University of California and Berkeley. Number 7 on my list is Saturn. This is also an outer planet. It goes into that category. This picture was taken October 21st, 1998. And it shows the ring swirling around Saturn, which is literally its signature for this planet and what makes it stand out from any other planet. It consists of chunks of ice and dust. Saturn itself is made of ammonia, ice, and methane gas. The little dark spots on Saturn is the shadow from Saturn's moon. Enceladus, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce it. I'm really bad at pronouncing these names. But the NASA and the ESA Hubble telescope had provided images of Saturn in many colors, but this one specifically really stood out because previously it was black and white, orange, blue, green, but this one had a really nice pastel color. It's also an extremely accurate view of Saturn, which highlights the planet's pastel colors. Number 8 is Uranus. Uranus is also an outer planet. This picture was taken by the Hubble telescope February 11th, 2019. And this new image of the planet Uranus, which is the 7th planet in our solar system, in order of increasing distance from the sun. Past observations of Uranus using this telescope have led to many interesting insights about how cold it is as an ice giant, and in 2006, the telescope managed to capture a shot in which the moon Ariel and its accompanying shadow were traveling the face of Uranus, which personally I think is super cool. This also credited the University of California and Berkeley as well for helping make this image a reality. The next planet on my list is Neptune. This is also an outer planet. This picture of Neptune was taken February 20th, 2019. This image shows the outermost planet of the solar system, Neptune, and its small moon, Hippocamp, I think is how you pronounce it. But I honestly think that moon is super cute. And yeah, it was discovered in images taken by the NASA and the ESA through the Hubble telescope, thankfully. While the image taken by this telescope allowed many astronomers to discover the moon and how to measure its diameter and stuff, about 34 kilometers, these images don't really allow us to see the surface structure for astronomers to go more in depth into learning about that. The 10th planet, which is the last one in this line, is Pluto. This is the last outer planet, which is fairly small compared to the rest. This image of Pluto was taken May 16th, 1994. This is the closest view yet of Pluto, sadly, and its moon Charon. As revealed by the Hubble telescope, this image was taken by the European Space Agency, and the planet was about 2.6 billion miles from Earth, or nearly 30 times the separation between Earth and the Sun, which is pretty cool. Pluto is the smallest outer planet. Now moving on to Ceres. Ceres is considered and classified as a dwarf planet now. I'll explain that in a second. And this image was taken June 20th, 2007. Hubble observations of the asteroid, they used to think Ceres was the largest known asteroid around 2003 and 2004. However, because of these observations made in this image, the largest known asteroid Ceres had been revealed that the object may be a mini planet, or aka a dwarf planet, and may contain large amounts of pure water ice beneath its surface. So officially it is considered a dwarf planet instead of an asteroid. Moving on to asteroids, this picture is the asteroid 6478 Gold. Overall, an asteroid is a rocky world revolving around the sun that is too small to be considered a planet or to be a planet. So this image specifically was taken March 28th, 2019. This Hubble Space Telescope image reveals the gradual self-destruction of an asteroid in space, whose ejected dusty material has formed too long or too thin comet-like tails. The longer the tail stretches more than 500,000 miles and roughly 3,000 miles wide. The shorter the tail is, about a quarter as long, the streamers will eventually disperse into space. This image also credits the University of Hawaii for making this image a reality. Next up, the moons of Jupiter. I could not make up my mind and pick one, so I had to use all four, and here's a picture of all of them. This picture was taken October 10th, 1995. This is considered the Hubble Space Telescope family portrait because all four are in the picture. And it was first observed by the Italian scientist Galileo Galilei nearly 4 centuries ago. However, in this picture, the moons are located approximately 1/2 billion miles away. The moons are so small that in visible light, they appear like fuzzy little disks in the largest ground-based telescopes. However, thanks to the Hubble telescope, it could resolve surface details seen previously by the Voyager spacecraft in the early 1980s, which is extremely useful. The image also credits Lowell Observatory for helping out and making this image. Next up, we have the Comet 21 Borisov. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Overall, a comet is an icy, small solar system body that when passing by or close to the sun, it begins to release gases. As a result, this produces a visible atmosphere, or sometimes called a tail. This specific image doesn't really have that long of a tail. However, it was taken April 20th, 2020, so not too long ago. And this time-lapse the Hubble telescope shows a comet Borisov's journey through our solar system. Background stars appear as streaks of light because the Hubble is tracking the moving comet specifically. The number of stars changes as the comet travels from low to high density stellar regions in the background, which is pretty cool because it happened a few months ago. This image also credits the University of Hawaii for helping out with the image as well. Finally, the Kuiper Belt. Now, this image of the Kuiper Belt was taken by the Hubble telescope October 16th, 2014. This is essentially an artist's impression of the Kuiper Belt, located on the outer rim of our solar system at a staggering distance of 6.5 billion kilometers from the Earth. That's a lot. Unlike asteroids, the Kuiper belts have not been heated by the sun, and so are thought to represent a pristine, well-preserved, deep freeze sample of what the outer solar system was like following its birth about 4.6 billion years ago. Overall, our universe it's very intriguing and mysterious, and learning about all this stuff in our solar system can be very beneficial to us and to future generations. Really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed the images just as much as I enjoyed finding them. Thank you.